Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Meridian Springs. And today we're adding the spotted hyenas and kind of continuing the idea we started a couple episodes ago, using some of the machines from Horizon Zero Dawn as kind of inspiration for the animals that we're using. In this case, it is the Scrapper from Horizon Zero Dawn. The Scrapper is kind of based off of the hyenas. It's got like the kind of hunched back. The head is always kind of like looking towards the ground kind of thing. And the Scrapper's a lot like hyenas. They basically tear apart or take apart damaged or destroyed robots and basically recycle the parts to make more machines. So kind of like hyenas. A lot of hyenas, you know, they'll kind of feast on the dead animals that are around. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of continue with that idea, like I said, just because I think it's a neat idea, especially, you know, like I think I mentioned in the last episode, like I can't believe I haven't thought of that this whole time, like using some of the machines as inspiration. But yeah, so we're right outside of the last habitat, the Black Wildebeest, and kind of near around the corner from Stormbird's restaurant. So just to give you an idea where we are, but this time lapse kind of covers a little bit of the building of the habitat itself, but also the viewing area. I wanted, we haven't done it really yet in this zoo, having like an indoor viewing area for the guests. So made like a nice big building for the guests to walk into, with a big like just open viewing spot where they can look over to the spotted hyena habitat. It's actually right where that glass is going to be. Initially I thought I wanted to do a glass barrier there, but then, you know, kind of keeping with the Horizon Zero Dawn theme, is like I don't really recall glass being in Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's might be a little too advanced for them, I think. But anyway, it just felt, and it just seemed better to do an open viewing area anyway. But yeah, so here I'm just kind of putting together some of the walls just to kind of make them look big and filled, and lots of different like layers to them, because I really think that adds to the effect, especially with the Horizon Zero Dawn theme. You can see examples of me doing this all throughout the zoo, especially in the Meridian area, just kind of doing like a wall and then putting a piece on it and then putting another piece on it, and then the end result I think is generally pretty cool. I also decided to use the rustic wall pieces here that we got with the Europe Pack DLC, because I just really like them. Also the Badger Habitat, which is pretty much like right next door to this one, uses the same walls, so at least kind of theming wise kind of connects the area a little bit together. Actually, Stormbird's uses the rustic wall too, so it kind of makes it, when you look at it from above, it kind of just makes the whole area kind of come together and look like it's meant to match a little bit. But yeah, I just did like this big viewing area inside. I was thinking about maybe putting like a boxless shop on the inside, which I could still do. You guys let me know if that's something you think we should do. The boxless shops are, man, it just really opens up. Like, because before, if I wanted to put a shop in here, it'd be like, man, well, I have to make sure I plan out or leave a big square space to put a shop. But now you don't really have to do that, which is cool. Speaking of boxless shops, we did build a little food court area in between the Black Wildebeest and actually this habitat on stream over on my Twitch channel. So we'll take a look at that when we get into the real-time gameplay as well. I think it's really cool. It's kind of just looks like a almost like run down like guard tower or lookout tower. Yeah, and then just kind of continuing with the details here. Again, I wanted to wanted to put some doors here, and I like actually using the doors instead of just making like an open doorway for the guests to walk through. I just think it adds to the level of detail. Plus, you can do cool things like just making different weird like stacked brick layouts and temple bricks and things like that. But I think overall the building turned out really cool. You'll see I filled it up with like some plants and trees around it, so it doesn't look like such an eyesore just like sticking out by itself, because sometimes when you build like these big buildings and you don't have the rest of the scenery around it, it can, at least in my opinion, it just looks like it sticks out. So yeah, we'll see in the real-time gameplay the finished result. But I think this actually just about does it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump into the real-time gameplay, and we'll show you the completed spotted hyena habitat. All right, and here we are is the completed spotted hyena habitat, as one of the hyenas is getting in the way of our Jeep ride there. But yeah, as you can see, I'm currently testing it, but did the same thing with like lowering the track just under the terrain to make it look more like they're driving on the ground rather than the track. It's not perfect. Like, it kind of looks like in spots that the tires are going under the terrain. I tried to lower the terrain as much as I could without showing any of the track, and I think it's pretty good. Like I said, it's not perfect. Like, if I pause the game, you can see there, like, that's not how it actually look in real life. But again, I think it works. But yeah, I think this habitat turned out really good. I like the water area. We've got some coverage with trees there. Here you can see that's where the null barrier goes, and again, I used a line of trees back there just to kind of edge off the map here. So again, I'll just kind of show you like where the edge of the zoo is going to be. But yeah, also just kind of keeping with trying to not use actual habitat barriers. Did a nice rock wall kind of going around this way, over here too, and then this is the obviously that's the staff gate there. So this is the black wildebeest habitat you saw in last episode. This is the new food court, which we'll show you there. But the guests, yeah, they can walk around. They actually would come from this direction, because they would walk from over there, go over the moose habitat, through the lemur habitat, down this way, down the steps, and then over this bridge. So I still need to detail this bridge. I'm gonna try, and I don't know, and I didn't think of this. Hopefully guests won't want to like stop here to look at the habitat, because you know, guests, they will stop, and wherever they have the best view is where they'll stop to watch the animals. So hopefully they won't do that, because I don't really know. There's not a lot I'm going to be able to do to block that off from their view. But the other thing I want to do right here is another little food court, and I was thinking of calling it something like scrap, maybe like scrap yard, or I don't know, scrappers food court or something. Again, going with the machines from Horizon Zero Dawn. Plus, I think that would make sense theme-wise with the hyenas. Yeah, so if guests want to see the hyena habitat, so this is the building from the outside, and I like that as a guest, you wouldn't be able to see in the habitat. It's kind of closed off. So unless they decide they want to go up on that bridge, they'll have to come in here. And then this is the indoor viewing area, which I think turned out really good. I was debating whether I wanted to use these hyena silhouette signs, because they're maybe a little too cartoonish for, I guess, doing a Horizon Zero Dawn theme. But overall, I think it's okay. But you guys let me know if maybe we should take those out. One thing I didn't do is use the Australia sign pieces to make a scrapper sign. You know how I did with the snap maw and songbird over here, using these pieces. I need to do the same thing for the scrapper. So we'll do that probably with this maybe food court here. We can have like a sign out here or something like that with the scrapper sign. But yeah, so the guests can come in here. They got a great view of the entire habitat. It's elevated, and I just don't think there are any bad views. We also have their bedding area right here, so as the hyenas sleep, they'll be really close to the guests. Hyenas do have a hard shelter requirement, which technically is fulfilled with these trees here, but I did make this that I think is really cool, like little kind of covered awning here with like the robes, and use these the Africa pieces here, which I think when you color them this color, it just has a really nice, like it looks like a nice fabric, and you can't see the design. These are actually, if I change the colors on these, you can see which piece they are. So there you go. That gives you an idea of what piece that is, in case you were wondering. But if you make both colors the same color, it just looks like a nice solid color piece, and I think it's really cool. But yeah, so that gives them like a neat little shaded spot for them to sleep. And look, see, they do use it. But yeah, you're a guest over here. You're looking down, you're like, oh, look at that guy. The other thing I didn't think of is probably should put a do not feed animal sign hidden under the path. Also, just notice no donation bins, so we need to do those things. Yeah, overall, it's like that. It definitely feels very secluded. You know, whether you're looking into the habitat, like you can't see anywhere else. Obviously, that's the back of the zoo there, so there's not going to be anything there. But looking on either side, I mean, you can see the kind of food court building up there off in the distance. But yeah, you just kind of feel like you're in your own little world. And then when you're outside of it, you know, like I said, you can't even see into the habitat, so it kind of makes you wonder, like, ooh, what's in that building? I'm gonna go check it out. And then yeah, like I mentioned on stream, we detailed this little area. So the station here for the ride underneath, which I think turned out pretty cool. It's very just simple design, but I like the idea of kind of having it under the terrain, almost like a cave, but not quite a cave. And then yeah, we've got this. So this is sort of like a maybe dilapidated, crumbling kind of guard tower, or maybe just lookout tower, and it was converted into like a little food court. But I had a lot of fun using like the temple block pieces that are kind of crumbled, and then using some of the new decals to make the bricks look like they're falling apart as well. I like this spot a lot too. You can see like a big hole's kind of falling apart there, and you can see the exposed wood, and then all these pieces are cracked, and you know these are about to go at some point. But I just thought it'd be kind of cool because this is like a very narrow piece of terrain. I was like, well, what we could put there, and I thought this was a cool idea. So the guests can walk up here again, use the new boxless shops. So before, there's no way we'd be able to do something like this without the boxless shops, and you know, using different pieces to cover up the counter, so it just looks like, yeah, it looks like a custom shop, which is just super cool. But yeah, so you got a little lookout over here, or maybe there's like a lookout over here at some point. There are no paths under these, so the guests can't actually go up there. It just ends right here. But we do have a couple tables they can sit and eat their food and drink their drink. But yeah, so here's kind of an overview again, just kind of showing you the progress of the zoo. So this is the Hyena Habitat here, and yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do going along this way. You know, we'll figure it out as we go, as we usually do. But yeah, so this area coming from the aquatic area is now connected up here. We can do something fun here, maybe like a small, I don't know, like I don't want to say like city, but like little, I don't know, town area or something right here. Like it's not a huge spot, but we could definitely try and put something here. We could also just do another habitat right here. That'd be a good space for that. But so there you go, guys. There's the spotted hyena habitat. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you like the idea of kind of basing some of the animals that we put in the zoo off of machines in Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, obviously we won't be able, there's way more animals in Planet Zoo than there are machines in Horizon Zero Dawn, but while we can, we'll take advantage of that idea. I'm thinking maybe the next habitat we could maybe use the new the Eurasian lynx, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, there we go. We may do these next because there's a machine in Horizon Zero Dawn called the Scorcher that looks very similar to these guys, so that's an idea we could do for the next episode. But as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.